Hi everyone, it's Declan here from The Inside Job. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing to you this awesome episode. This week's episode is starring Louise George, an accomplished actor and host, as well as CEO and head coach of her own business, Soulfire Sessions. Watch as Ayana and Louise discuss entrepreneurship and the journey to discovering your true passions. If you enjoyed this episode, why not like, comment, and subscribe to show your support. Enjoy!
Hey guys, hey! It's Ayana here for a brand new season of The Inside Job. I am now on location outside this week's guest home. It's a lovely day here in Richmond. I wish I had my shades with me. But anyway, gonna go ring the doorbell. Hopefully she'll answer. And I have a bottle of wine with me. My mom always said, never ever show up to somebody's house empty-handed. Take note, young people. Okay, let's ring this doorbell. Let's see if she'll answer. Oh, I hear the dog. Hello. Oh,
This is Ty wants to get out.
Come in. You get a sit. There you go, buddy. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a brand new season of The Inside Job. Now, in last week's episode, I mentioned that season 1, the focus was more on the profession than the person and society standards of success. In season 2, we're going to delve deeper into the life of the individual and uncover their recipe to success. And we're going to focus on 3 main ingredients. 1, your position. 2, their passion. And 3, their purpose. So for season 2, we have those 3 P's: your purpose, your passion, and your position. Speaking of purpose, passion, and position, today I have the honor of sitting in the home, lovely home by the way, wish you guys could see it, the ceilings go all the way up to heaven, in the home of Miss Louise George. Is it Louise or is it Louie?
Louise, whatever. As long as it's not an insult, you can call me anything.
I'm going to go with Louise because that's what I saw. And she is a transformational life and success coach, a speaker, writer, and actor. Louise is the founder and head coach at soulfiresessions.co and the host of Soulfire Sessions podcast. She has been an entrepreneur for over 13 years and a leading life success coach since 2014. She supports entrepreneurs, creatives, celebrities, and leaders taking their business to the next level. She has helped many small businesses grow from 0 to 6+ figures. 6+ figures? Well, where can I sign up? I like the 6+. And when she's not working, she enjoys stand-up paddleboarding, running or hiking with her partner and her dog, who is actually over there.
It's just off screen. I'm guessing he's going to make an appearance.
Yes, he is the producer of today's.
Yeah,
there he is.
His little nose is just peeping in. There we go. This is
Producer.
Ty.
Hi, Ty.
Hi, buddy.
Now join me, everyone, as we officially welcome Miss Louise George. Welcome to The Inside Job. Thank you so much.
It's gorgeous to be here with you.
Thank you. Now, you definitely have a lot of accolades to your name, but before we get into all these wonderful titles, take us back to before you had conceptualized Soulfire Sessions. What were some of the key events that sparked that idea in this position, behind this position?
How long have we got? So I'm kind of joking, but also not, because it's been a long journey. I didn't just kind of wake up and have the idea for Soulfire Sessions or any of the things that I'm doing now. And I think, like many people who get to the point where they're in a career or doing they really love, it is a real journey, you know, of uncovering and discovering what you don't like to discover what you really do like. And that was certainly the case for me. I was in and out of many different jobs and exploring different careers that I didn't like, or I didn't love at least, till I really understood, okay, well, these are the things that don't work for me. You know, I worked in advertising for a while, I had a career in property, and I liked them, but there was always something missing. There was always that thing that was like, this isn't the thing, you know, and there must be more to life than what I'm doing. And so it was just a constant kind of journey of discovery, I guess. I got to the point in 2012, I would say, where I was actually coaching, but in a different capacity. I was a fitness coach at the time.
Oh.
And as I was fitness coaching, I told you I had many careers, many jobs. When I was fitness coaching, I was actually mostly coaching runners and athletes, and I discovered that actually I was life coaching them. You know, while I was training them, they were telling me their deepest, darkest secrets, and a lot of the conversations were the same. I was noticing certain patterns with people, and it would be like not loving their careers, being unhappy in their relationships. And I loved those conversations, you know, because it was obviously they were getting something out of it as well as the fitness coaching, but I was getting something out of it as well. I just really loved learning about these people, being able to support them, and of course I was growing in those conversations. I thought, hang on a minute, there's something in this life coaching thing, you know, and so I started looking at becoming a life coach. And at the time I was also kind of done being a fitness coach, you know, getting up at 6 a.m. and training people all day long, exchanging time for money. And so around the same time I was also looking at how can I thrive as a business owner, how can I use the skills that I have to make an impact in other people's lives, but also really create the lifestyle that I wanted. And also having trained as an actor and TV host, I wanted to be able to do those things more. So it was a combination of really getting to the point in life where I was just tired of doing things because I thought I should or I could, and I was just ready to really live the life that I wanted while making an impact.
That's good.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
There was a lot of pieces.
And then some, and you know, now that we know the footprints, and you gave some really good footprints that led to Soulfire sessions, tell us more about how your business empowers your clients.
In lots of different ways. So I mostly work with female entrepreneurs, and it's just kind of evolved that way. I work with men as well, but mostly I'm working with women. I work with them in a very holistic way. So most women who come to me are entrepreneurs. They usually come to me because they want to grow their businesses, but you cannot grow your business without growing as a person. So it's very holistic in that what I'm really helping people do is to become a better version of themselves. So to really find out who they really are at this point in their lives, what they truly desire. So getting out of all of those old patterns of I should do this, you know, all of those expectations put on us by society, by family. I mean, we all have them, and really I'm helping my clients to know what they really want, you know, to uncover their passions and their purpose and their desires, and then to create a life and a business that supports those things. And in turn, when someone is their fullest expression, they make a bigger impact, you know, and I really believe that is what is going to, I mean, and what's going on in the world right now, there's never been a better time for this. When people are living their purpose, when they're really lit up in their own lives, that is what's going to make the biggest difference in the world.
Oh, you said one of the keywords. Every time you say purpose, passion.
Yes! Do we take a sip?
We take a
This
sip.
could
Or
get very
position.
messy by the end of this conversation.
Forgot to mention that part. Every time we hear a P, oh, I think Ty just had a sip too.
This could be a messy conversation. All of my secrets are going to come spilling out on them.
Good. We want to make you more passionate.
More passionate, more secrets exposed.
So what would you say is your most attended course right now?
Right now, I was going to say my Soulfire sessions, retreats and live
What's that all
events.
about?
So I run either one-day events. My Soulfire sessions live is amazing, and we have like women. I've had women come as far as Brazil and Scandinavia, like all over the world, to join us, which has been amazing, because there's nothing like a group of like-minded, passionate, purpose-driven people. All of the P's. You didn't warn me, okay?
We don't have to stop anymore.
What an
Keep
alternate
going.
words. Okay.
We won't drink it.
There's nothing like. I won't be able to say those words soon. There's nothing like a room full of really soul-driven people who are like heart-led entrepreneurs coming together, because it's, being in the room together, you know what it's like, being in the room with anyone who has like a good energy.
Yeah.
So get like 100 people in a room together and they really are on fire. And then we run retreats as well, which is slightly more intimate. We usually have up to 10 people to mastermind, essentially, to look at kind of where they're at in their lives, where they want to be. And we all kind of have really gorgeous conversations combined with wine and food and walks in nature. So
that makes it better.
But right now, I guess it's my Soulfire Sessions Coaching Academy. That's the program that I'm focusing on at the moment. So I'm helping other people to either create, grow, or elevate their coaching businesses and online businesses. It's not just coaching. So that's the core of the work that I'm doing at the moment.
I remember when, I think this is years ago, when I first started out as an account manager, and I knew that my calling was sales and customer service. And to this day, I still love to give great customer service, regardless, even if I'm working or I'm not. And I remember I was so excited. I had my first day, I was out by myself. I didn't have my manager with me, and I had 5 accounts that I needed to go and see. Done up and everything, and I walked to the building. I couldn't go in. It was like fear came over me. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll circle it around again. And I circled the building, I don't know, 1,000 times. And it was about lunchtime. I was like, well, maybe if I eat, then I'll feel better. I still didn't. And eventually I worked up the courage, because it was going to be almost 5 o'clock and the place was going to close. And I walked in and I said my name and I said the name of the company. And before I could get another word out, the client, she goes, oh my God, I love your publication. It was for a New York City publication. She goes, here's this week's issue. I'm reading it right now. You must be psychic. I was gonna call on someone, and then she told me about the company, my company, and I was taking notes, because some of these things I didn't even know. And then she asked for a contract. So I was like, you want a contract? I was like, okay. And the thing is, I wasn't even going to have that in my bag, because it was my first day. You're not going to sign anything. But my mom always said it's always better to be over-prepared.
Yeah.
And so I pulled it out. She did 6 months, and I didn't even say anything aside from my name and my company. And every time I look back at that, and that's like out of the movies, nothing like that ever happened again, where I only got like 2 sentences out and they're like, give me the contract. But I almost walked away from my calling because of fear of rejection. Because before that, I was a sales assistant and I didn't have to deal with that. I just helped the account manager. And so I say that to say, have you ever felt like running away from your calling, or did you, before you got to where you are now?
That's a really great question, and one that I have to think about, because honestly, like today, no. Like I'm really not someone who runs away from anything. And my acting training and my work as an actor has actually made me very resilient and very receptive to hearing no, actually. And I get asked these kind of questions all the time, especially from my clients who are in fear about being more visible, about showing up and asking for what they want, and all of those things that you just said. Thank you for sharing that, because you're not alone. Like, most of us we all have that fear of rejection to a certain extent. But like I say, my training and my experience as an actor really prepared me very well to be an entrepreneur, because there are so many similarities. One thing for sure in life and in business especially is that you're going to hear no more than you hear yes. So you have to be prepared to put yourself forwards and really learn to believe in yourself enormously and back yourself, because nobody else is going to do that like you will. And if you can believe in yourself at a very high level, then you become more resilient to no. And one of my coaches said something brilliant to me, and that was that no is just an acronym for next one. So if you don't get it, it's just a redirection.
Yeah.
And so I kind of play a game with it. It's like collect no's, because every single no you get brings you closer to the yes, right? So I don't run away from fear of rejection. Have I ever? No, but I definitely can resonate with that. I've definitely felt that. None of us like to not be liked or to be rejected. It hurts. It hurts our ego, right? It's not very nice, but I think this is a lot of the work. I know this is a lot of the work that I'm doing with my clients, is helping them to believe in themselves at the highest level, so that what other people think doesn't have an impact. Yeah, exactly.
And then how about your calling? Have you ever, I mean, now I'm guessing you're in it, but before, did you ever feel a bit timid? Maybe not fear of rejection, but just, oh my God, it just seems like it's so much, or the reach is so far.
I think the first thing is understanding your calling, because I think a lot of us feel a call to something, but we don't know what it is. I certainly felt that. Do you resonate with that as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Right, so for me, since I was little, I always felt called to something big, but that didn't make sense to me, because I'm like, I'm called to something big, but like, what is it? And I felt very frustrated as I grew older in not living that. I was still called to something, but I wasn't living it. And so that's the kind of that's what I felt, as I described earlier, when I was working in advertising, when I was working in other careers, is that I loved what I did to a certain extent, but I still felt called to something else, and I didn't know what it was. And people kind of outside of my close circle would say to me, you have to choose something, or, you know, you've got to stop jumping around. And I was like, but I can't, because this isn't my thing. Right? And so I felt isolated, I felt lonely, I felt strange, I felt like there was something wrong with me because I couldn't pick something, because I didn't know what my calling was, while I was watching all of my friends settle in jobs and relationships and all of these things, and I was still searching and jumping from one thing to the next. And I was happy doing that, you know, I was happy on that journey of discovery, but people made me wrong for it, or at least I made myself wrong because of fear of other people's judgments.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that, and I think sometimes when you are multi-talented, and your friend Steven, he said that it's good to be the jack of all trades and master of all.
Yeah.
Right? So there's nothing wrong with putting your eggs in many different baskets, because I feel like our gifts and our talents, they manifest at different seasons and different times in our lives. So the more you plant, you know, it's the more you're going to reap, or the more you sow, you know, it's the more you're going to reap. So that was definitely something with me as well. You know, they're like, how many jobs are you going to have? I'm like, as many as I need to get to where I need to be, and where I know that this is where I'm supposed to be at this particular time. So
yeah, I love that.
I definitely feel you on that. That was the same thing with me.
Where were you when I was 15? Do you know what I mean? It's as you get older as well, and you meet other like-minded people as we grow up, and then you're like, oh, thank goodness, there are other people who are, and actually there was two things that really helped me. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Two things that really supported me. There's a woman called Marie Forleo. Are you familiar with her? She's quite well known in coaching, she coined the phrase multi-passionate entrepreneur, like in that area. And when I heard that, I was like, thank you. Now I feel like there's nothing wrong with me. That's exactly what I am. I'm multi-passionate, and so just to hear something like that you can give yourself permission to be in that. And then there's a TED Talk, a brilliant TED Talk. If anyone hasn't seen it, I highly recommend it. About being a multi-potentialite. And it's genius, and this woman talks about it's the same thing. She talks about, you know, there are specialists in life, and these are your kind of brain surgeons, lawyers, people who have to be on their game and really focus on what they do. But then there are many of us who aren't specialists. We're multi-potentialites, which means that we specialize in many different things at once. That we kind of a lot of us are more in the right side of our brain. We're more creative, and so we have all of these different passions and interests, and can thrive in all of them. And this is what you'll find with most, if not all, entrepreneurs, is that they're multi-potentialite. They have the ability to create lots of different things, to be passionate about different things, and to excel in different things as well. So for anyone watching, I mean, I'm sure that's going to resonate with a lot of people watching this, because most people who are interested in these kind of conversations, I think, resonate with that.
That's for me.
Good.
Now, you know, in order to give birth to your purpose, a lot of times you will experience pain. What was one of your biggest pain points that you endured while pursuing your purpose?
Great question. And so many. I really believe to be your highest expression, to live your passion, your purpose, you are going to go through a lot of pain, because there are many layers of our psyche that we, programming and patterns of behaviour that we have to undo. So really, I think it's an unlearning, and with the unlearning and undoing of certain patterns and behaviours and beliefs, it's painful. It's like a shedding, right? And so that is like the birthing process. And when we're creating anything new, it is uncomfortable. Nothing about being an entrepreneur, a creative, a leader, following your purpose is comfortable. Because in order to do that, you have to be out of your comfort zone. Because you're doing something new all the time, right? So I don't remember the last time I was comfortable, is the honest answer. Like, it's been amazing, it's been joyful, but I've got comfortable being uncomfortable. I've got comfortable being in periods of pain as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And then, sorry, go on.
No, I think that's. I'm glad that was your response, and it wasn't. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm comfortable, because I think a lot of people, because they feel discomfort, they're wondering if they're doing the right thing or if they're in the right position. But like you said, when there is a change, things shift, and when you're making adjustments, there is going to be some sort of discomfort or pain. So thanks for that response.
There's always, so like for anyone, if you're going through discomfort because you're changing, that's normal. Like, you cannot change, it's growing. Like, growth is uncomfortable. You're expanding, you're shifting, you're literally changing on a cellular level, right? So that is uncomfortable. And also, I don't know if you've heard the expression breakdown before the breakthrough. It happens every time. There's always like those dark nights of the soul, those painful, it's like a birthing process. When you're creating something new, when you're growing as a human, you get those pains, for sure.
Yeah, Ty doesn't have a pain in the
Ty
world.
doesn't.
Ty is
dog.
if only you could see him. Now, how did you find your purpose, and what steps did you take to walk into it? Was there a defining moment? I know you mentioned all about, what Soulfire Sessions is all about, but how did you, if that is, the purpose you want to talk about now, how did you find it? And just how did you walk into it?
I don't think I have found my purpose, because I think that your purpose is constantly growing and evolving as we do. So I believe that we have a different purpose at every moment of our life. I'm living my purpose for now, but that's going to shift and grow and change. And there's something that I support my clients with, and that is understanding what your passions are, what your gifts are, and what your desires are. And I believe that your purpose at any one time is where those three things meet. So your purpose being, your passion, being the things that you would do even if you weren't paid to do them, the things that like get you out of bed, that really light you up. Your gifts being the things that you do naturally without effort, that people compliment you on and come to you for, those innate gifts and talents that you have. And then your desires being from kind of your heart, like what is it that your heart is calling you to, what really lights you up. And I believe in those three things you will find your purpose. And if you keep checking in with those three things, you can evolve with it as well.
What's lighting you up right now?
This conversation.
Good
But I
answer.
mean that, that's so cheesy, isn't it? But I mean that, like, that's why I do what I do as a coach, as an actor, as a presenter. I love good conversations and connection. Like, it's, for me, that's when I realised I was like, I'm an actor over here and I'm a coach over here and I'm doing all these different things, and it caused me discomfort. And then I got to the point in my life where I was like, actually, all of these things cross over. They're all in my zone of genius, or my zone of creation. And what's the common thread? The common thread is that human psyche fascinates me, like understanding what makes people tick, and having gorgeous conversations and finding like where we're similar and different, and same with acting. It's about connecting with someone and vibing off them, right? And presenting and coaching, it's that. So really, like, that's why I do this. Like, I love it so much. So anytime I can have a conversation or be in the presence of someone with a gorgeous energy, like that's
gorgeous energy,
gorgeous vibration, gorgeous everything. But yeah, it is. Like, for me, I seek to be amongst other like-minded, high vibrational people who are interested and curious about life and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I'll lighten it up a little bit now. I'm curious to know, what brand of mascara do you use? Her lashes are on point.
I'm not very brand loyal actually. What I'm using right now is Too Faced, I believe.
Too Faced,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, I've been using Rimmel for a long
Your lashes are good as
long
well.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little help, but thank you.
It's a constant quest though, isn't it? For the right mascara, ladies, you know this. Like constantly.
Yeah, it changes. It does change, and there's always a brand that's supposed to be better. You buy it and it's not, and then you're disappointed.
It's so
and you
disappointing.
and then you go back. But you know, in terms of us being lighthearted now, I am going to introduce a new game to the Inside Job, and it's called Mind Your Peas. Now,
I'm nervous. Okay.
now you don't have to be nervous. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy. Now, I went on your social media platforms and chose 5 pictures, 5 lovely pictures. There's so much to choose from. Run it down to 5. I want you to blindly choose one. Whichever one you choose, tell us, just give us a quick background story of what's going on in the photo, and then tell us what stage of your life you were at that point. So for example, if at that point you didn't even know anything about passion or purpose or had no desire, or you were still trying to find your position in life, then you
How
can
far
say
back
that.
have you gone? Okay.
Not
No,
sure, but I'm gonna mix it up so
Okay,
you can
alright.
pick the one that I want.
Now I'm wishing I
you to
cleared my
pick.
back social media history.
Oh no,
No, I'm really
nothing incriminating. Well, I figure you.
Hopefully
wouldn't-
not.
I figure you wouldn't have anything
No, I don't
that
have
you
anything
wouldn't
too
want
much.
us to see anyway on there. Pick a card, any card.
Okay, let's go. I'm going to go for this one because I can't see it.
This one.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, so that's not even me. So that's easy.
That's not you.
That's not me.
Okay, well then we're gonna go pick another
That's a friend.
card.
That's a friend. Okay.
Well, this was the photo, but to be
So
fair,
I'll give a shout out to my friend.
her face was covered.
So this is my gorgeous. That's not my friend, but my friend makes those scarves. So my friend from
Oh.
Tribe and Fable. So Tribe and Fable, shout out there. Gorgeous clothing company in London.
What are the odds? You picked the
I
one
know,
that's
right?
not
I
you.
almost got away with it really easily. Okay, let's go. Let's go with this one.
Oh, right, that's the one I wanted you to
Okay.
pick.
Okay, so
And I'll show
Piers
it.
is gonna love this. So this is my boyfriend Piers. Thankfully, he's still my boyfriend, but he's gonna hate me for
I
this.
figured he would be. I was like, if she's
So this
still in
was
it.
when was this? This was a New Year's Eve party,
Yes.
and it was a 90s rave. 90s rave was the theme. Hopefully you can tell. It wasn't like.
Yes. No, this was like 2011
God.
or 7.
Is that when it was?
Yeah, it was a long.
So I was
time
living
ago.
in Newquay at the time. We were living in Newquay at the time. It was at I was in a house share. Oh, gorgeous memories. Thank you for this. Is such a good game. So I was living in a house share in Newquay at the time, and we decided to throw a New Year's Eve party, 90s rave, and it was so much fun. So much fun. There was a lot of alcohol consumed, a lot of cheesy 90s rave dancing.
No, it looked
Yeah,
like fun.
good
That's
fun.
why I was
It was
hoping.
fun,
I was like,
yeah.
I hope she picks it. That's why I put it in the middle.
It was such a good night. Yeah, thanks for choosing that. There you go. That's what you wear to a 90s rave apparently.
Yeah, and what stage of your life were you in there?
So Piers and I were working together at that point. He runs an outdoor activity company
Oh,
down on the River Thames now in Richmond, back up Beyond Adventures, shout out. We ran it together down in Newquay, so I was at the very beginning of my journey as a business owner. Like it was when Piers and I just got together. I was working for another outdoor activity company. I told you I had a lot of jobs. I was working for another outdoor activity company. Piers was running Back of Beyond, and friends of ours kept saying, "Why don't you guys work together?" Like Louise working for a rival company, and we were kind of 6 months into our relationship, so it was a bit daunting. But we decided to go for it. It was challenging, like to run a business together and be in a new relationship together. But Back of Beyond Adventures is still going strong today, like 15 years later.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's
and
actually...
they're still together.
They're still together, yes. So he's actually down there now. He's down on the river taking people out paddleboarding and kayaking and canoeing.
Oh.
So yeah, you guys have to join us at some point.
I'm
Yeah.
a little bit afraid of that stand-up paddleboarding. I think
It's so
once
easy.
because I'm not a good swimmer, I mean, I shouldn't even say a good swimmer. I don't really swim that much. I can swim under the water. I'm still learning how to float. So I kind
You
of...
won't go in the water. This is the thing. Stand-up paddleboarding is so easy, honestly. It looks cool,
It
but
looks
it's
like
easy.
you could fall over.
I think in the 15 years we've done it, I've been in the water a couple of times. So unless you want to,
So you can fall over.
there is a chance. I can't
I'll
promise
do
you
it
won't
with
get
a
wet.
vest.
Yeah,
I'll
you can
try
have
it
a
with a
buoyancy aid,
vest.
or go kayaking or canoeing. Canoeing's lovely because you
Yeah.
can like stick a picnic in and like a bottle of champagne.
No, I like. We did a boat, one of those, the boat for hire for an hour.
the rowboats.
In Windsor, and I loved it.
It's so lovely.
I was nervous at first because I didn't wear the vest because of Corona, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even want this. I'll take my chances. But then when I got out, I was like, oh, I should have got the vest. But then once I got into the water, it was great, and we also had wine.
That always makes everything.
Yeah, why? And the purpose, my purpose for choosing this game, creating this game, it's not to embarrass my guests with those pictures. Your pictures were all lovely.
You're so kind. No, that was really fun.
I'm just kidding.
Good memories.
But it's to say that when I choose the pictures, some of them, and you could look at the rest.
Yeah, let me see.
Some of them were last week, 2 weeks ago. That one that she picked 15 years ago and 5 years ago. And it's just to show that we're all at different stages in our lives. Some of us are still trying to find our position. We're not sure yet where we are, or we're changing positions. Others may be more advanced and they're already living in their purpose and making baby purpose here and there and everywhere.
I love that idea.
But it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And so a position, it's not just a job or a title. It's really a state of being where you're supposed to be. It's a location. So don't kill yourself if you're still trying to find your way. Life is not a competition. It's a journey. So find that position, whatever it is, and then get some passion. When you have passion, it helps to drive you into your purpose, whatever it is for that moment. So please remember, practice those 3 P's: your position, your passion, and your purpose. And with that, we'll just have one more glass, because we couldn't drink it. We said too many P's.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank
Cheers,
you
everyone.
so much, Louise, for being a part of the season 2, episode 2 of The Inside Job. Really appreciate it. Everyone, continue to subscribe if you've been subscribing and you've been listening, liking. Thank you so much. Please tell your friend, your mom, your dad, your cat, your dog, anyone who you haven't told before. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It only takes a second to click the button. Until then, everyone, have a wonderful, fantabulous week, and I will see you on the next episode of The Inside Job.
Cheers.
Cheers.